We think his skill level is very much right where we hoped it would be for several years to come. But what we want to use more than we ever have is that kind of thing that Roger Staubach contributed on the field. Real input into designing a plan that helps beat that opponent. All right, well, that's what he'd like to see. Skip, some insight on this. Does this even make sense?
Stephen A. Smith, this makes zero sense to me. I apologize to Jerry Jones, but I'm going to refer, and I don't want to bore you with the details here, Stephen A. I'm going to refer to a book I wrote concerning Jerry Jones in 1989 called God's Coach. It was about Tom Landry, Roger Staubach, and I spent considerable time speaking with Roger Staubach about all the great plays in Cowboy history, starting with one of the most famous plays in pro football history, the Hail Mary. Do you remember this? Was it before your time, Stephen A.? 1975 playoffs in Minnesota. They're down to 4th and 16, no hope.
Yes.
Bobs away to Drew Pearson, maybe a little push-off on Nate Wright, little push-off, touchdown, 17-14, Dallas. What happened on that play? Roger told me that Tom Landry called the play, called all the plays, sent in the play messenger. Staubach ignored the play and called his own play. On 3 or 4 other great plays in Cowboy history, the Butch Johnson touchdown catch in the Super Bowl that Leroy Neiman painted. Nope, Roger called his own play, ignored Tom's play call. The point was Roger constantly fought with Tom Landry, let me call my own plays, coach. And Roger told me one reason he quit after only 10 years in the league, even though he was 38 years of age, did his stint in Vietnam, was that he couldn't call his own plays. He was so frustrated over that. So I'm thinking, what input on the field? So it leads me to believe, do you want Tony Romo to call his own plays? I for one, Stephen A., I would like to see that. Tony, as you know, gut feeling, seat of the pants, playmaker. Maybe they should just give him the reins, just see how it went. Let him call his own, maybe throw, 85 passes in a game? But I don't think he would. I think he'd mix it up pretty well. I think I might trust Romo's instincts to call plays more than I would Jason Garrett's. That's just me.
I agree. I would love to see Tony Romo call his own plays. By all means, please let Mr. Erratic himself, Mr. One Playoff Victory in 8 years, call his own plays. Knock yourself out. Talk about an accident waiting to happen. Oh, it'd be beautiful. It'd be beautiful. The Big Blue, the Giants would have a field day. The Redskins would have a field day. Hell, the Eagles would have a field day. I would love to see Tony Romo call his plays. Talk about Comedy Central. I mean, just watch a Cowboys game on a weekly basis. You'd get your fill. Please. It's nonsense.
You told me the accident's already happened. How much worse can it get?
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is it's an accident waiting to happen. When I say that, I'm talking about all things Cowboys. But we're talking specifically about Tony Romo here. Tony Romo, listen, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't be calling some of his own plays. Please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that don't you find it a tad bit embarrassing that this man has been at the helm for the Dallas Cowboys for 8 years and we're having this conversation now? I mean, does it ever occur to anybody? These are the kind of conversations. He got his money. Well, guess what? He's going to give up golf. He's going to work hard. He's dedicated. 8 years in? 8 years in?
Yeah.
Now we're talking about he's going to call his plays. 8 years in? Oh, he's going to be in the film room more. Now, 8 years in? The fact that we're having these conversations now is beyond embarrassing. If I were Tony Romo, I would feel disgraced by the Dallas Cowboys because he's not the one talking about this stuff. This is Jerry Jones running his mouth, and without even knowing, he's just humiliating Tony Romo because based off of Jerry Jones interviews alone, whether it's be with the local Dallas radio stations, with the Sirius XM NFL show, whomever, every time Jerry Jones talks, we find out something new that Tony Romo wasn't doing over the previous 7 years, which contributed to the lackluster results that the Dallas Cowboys have put forth. I'm going to say it again. He's going to be in the film room more. after I gave him $55 million. Not before. He's going to be in the film room more. He's going to study. He's going to be like Peyton Manning. Really? Now he's going to do that. Oh, by the way, he's going to practice more. He's going to give up golf. So the NFL is going to be his priority. Oh, by the way, he doesn't get paid to do golf. He gets paid to do the NFL. But now it's going to be his priority. And now we have found out that, oh, my goodness, he's going to call his own plays. He's aspiring to do that.
You know,
really?
This is becoming like a recurring nightmare for me. I have to sit here every day and listen to the same shtick. You know what? You're exactly,
That's not
fair. Exactly right.
That's not fair, Skip. That's not fair. And here's why it's not fair. Because I am not the one making news about the Cowboys. Jerry Jones keeps opening his mouth and giving us new material. That's not my fault. I'm in Chicago, minding my business.
I will give you this. I will give you this. It appears to me that the more Tony Romo loses and misses the playoffs, the more responsibility Jerry Jones is giving him. It's a little scary. But I must say, I thought, and I'm a big fan of Jason Garrett personally because I knew him when he was a player, I thought his play calling last year was abysmal. It was predictable. It was not creative. It had no flow to it. There was no screen passing. I didn't get it. So I'm just saying, in desperation, okay, let Tony do it. I would like to see that. Maybe some good things would start happening because
I don't refute that. You're right. But I'm saying to you, if you're a member of Cowboy Nation, this stuff should make you want to throw up. The stuff that you're hearing, that you're learning in terms of what he's willing to do, you have to admit people were under the assumption this is what you were doing because this is the NFL. The quarterback is the most important position. There's no way on earth you weren't doing this. And we've discovered evidently it wasn't happening through the mouth of his owner, the man who cut him a check bigger than a Super Bowl champion and Joe Flacco. You're going to go on and expose this dude in the offseason about everything that he wasn't doing. This is just beyond disgraceful. Cowboy Nation should be in an uproar because of how embarrassing this is.